let's kind of start talking about how we roll this out. So we found that it's really good to roll this out in front of the leadership team, and take a lot of time with it, and really roll it out and give people time to dive into it before we talk to our whole team about it. And so we've kind of got this cadence down over the last few years that I think works good. So we do quarterly offsites as part of our communication rhythms. So we did one here locally, about 10 minutes from our shop, and the whole focus was employee engagement. So that day started by us just showing the results and really intentionally walking through. We did a little game, had people guess what the score was and stuff. And then we just, celebrated a bit that we had a 93 because it's the people in that room that are driving that 93. And then we went over the top 10 scores. And those were great this year. We had several right up around 100%. Was really happy with that. And we talk about on the top 10, these are the things that people love about our culture. These are the best things about our culture. How do we lean in and make sure we can't just turn and say, all right, let's not focus on those. Let's only focus on the bad. Because I think actually the top 10 are the ones that really drive that awesome over the top culture. So we talk about that. Hey, what do we need to lean into and keep doing that's making this good? Then we shift to the bottom 10, go down all the bottom 10, line by line, see where we stack up from last year is an important one on the bottom 10. So I thought one of the interesting things this year, it hasn't been like this every year, but of the 10 worst answers, only 2 were worse than last year. So there's only 3 questions on the whole entire survey that were worse than last year. So that was a good sign. It was these are still in our bottom 10, but they are improving. So we had some discussion around is there things that we're doing to continue that we just need to continue improving on that. So we did that. We went through the comments. There's ways to separate this between field and office staff. So we looked at that data. That was telling. That was a really cool exercise. And then read the comments. In the afternoon, then we dove into let's get some action. And we put on the walls all 10 of our bottom 10 scores. Yep. We put on the walls top 10, just top 10, not all the top 10, just what's from the top 10. And then we put comments, a comment section. So there was 12 Post-its on the wall, one for each of the bottom 10, one for the top 10, and one for the comments. And we did a start, stop, continue with that.
Yep.
So we did a rapid fire, split into groups, 2 minutes at each Post-it note. What are we doing? What can we do to improve this? What can we start, stop, or continue doing to improve this metric, whether it was a bottom 10, a top 10, or a comment? And then after we did that, we did a wall exercise, group exercise, took some time. As a team, we compiled action items that we can take and work on throughout the year to drive home and improve, and continue to improve. This year, I think we learned a little bit, and we did only 10 action items, which was last year we came out with 30 action items. It was just
too many.
It was too much.
It's hard to do 30 things great.
So at first, when we built action items off of that start, stop, continue exercise, we ended up having I think we had 15 or 20, and we as a team kind of just crossed some out, combined some, and we got it down to 10.